some O2 recovery going. That way we're not standing around too long.
Looks like we're the first folk that have been here in a good spell.
Really, Sam? We literally just took care of a whole squad.
You might want to stow some of that. Just a suggestion.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oof. As promised, here are the details. Another slate will be delivered to you shortly. It contains the locations of dozens of small, remote farms spread across the Freestar Collective. I want those farms cleared completely of all occupants. I prefer to avoid violence, but these people can be stubborn, so do what you must. There can be no witnesses for what comes next. Once a farm has been cleared, keep the area secure as my extraction team does its work. Act quickly, especially in areas close to Aquila. The Rangers can be slow to respond, but they'll catch on eventually. Let's make sure the job is done before then. Destroy this slate as soon as you're finished reading it. Hope.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Where's the range?
You're still commuting, right? Some of the underperformers really kicked out. Tim Seaman have been kicking ass.
You can only coast at Hope Tech for so long.
Even management doesn't think it's
Sure, we get the occasional bar fight, but it's usually pretty quiet around here. Folks from all over the Freestar Collective come here looking for work. Bye. Keep an eye on your valuables.
We'd be dust except for the factory. Off-worlders.
That's very generous, Mr. Hope.
It's well earned, Burkett. We set some ambitious quotas, and you met every one of them.
Well, I won't pretend it was easy, but everyone pulled together and we got it done.
I'll let you share the good news, whenever and however you like.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Something more you need, Deputy? Good to see you again.
No, you're not going to be like
Well, I've
this.
just received a report from the Marshal about your progress. He said you... I trust.
I learned something very interesting.
Did you now? Well,
I'm afraid Paxton Hall has implicated you in a conspiracy against the Freestar Collective.
oh, the same Paxton Hull who was court-martialed during the Well, I've never met the man, and I...
I have evidence that you hired the first to seize farms.
That two-faced bastard kept the slate. Oh, I suppose this is his revenge against the Council of Governors for what happened during the war. I'm impressed, Deputy. It's clear you have a bright future ahead of you.
What's going on? What is this about, Mr. Hope?
Nothing that concerns you, Burkett. In fact, why don't you make yourself scarce?
I think I'd like to hear what the deputy has to say.
Yeah. Tell me everything.
The cards are on the table. So why not? The truth is, we've been falling behind the competition. Significantly so. We needed solutions. A few years ago, I began to diversify. We started to research chemicals, fuel, those sort of things. We developed an experimental fertilizer. And it failed utterly. It wiped out entire crops. I was prepared to write the whole thing off when we made a discovery that changed everything. Turns out, our fertilizer was transforming the soil, bolstering its mineral content tenfold.
So you used unwitting farmers to transform the soil.
Mining is expensive, and so is the cost of raw materials. My mineral-enriching fertilizer solves several problems at once. The farmers provide free manual labor, and once the land is ready, we move in to extract and process the soil.
You tricked them into poisoning their own land for your benefit.
I have a business to run. I can't afford to spend a credit more than I absolutely have to, Mr. Coe.
You used the first to seize the farmland and keep the operation secret.
I never intended for anyone to be hurt. I told Hull to buy the land, not take it by force. Unfortunately, farmers can be stubborn folk.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't risk any witnesses.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How could you do something so awful to innocent people, to families?
Not another word out of you, Birgit. I can take your job. And more. We'll discuss this later.
No, you won't.
In any case, I suppose the gig is up. I give you my word that I'll call off the operation and return the land to its rightful owners.
That's not enough.
You're right. Yeah, those families deserve to be compensated for the inconvenience. Well, perhaps a discount on their next purchase from
No.
Medtech.
A coupon? I can't believe this guy.
With that resolved, let's talk about you. As a member of the Council of Governors, I'm authorized to award you a substantial bonus. And of course, we'll both agree to forget about my little cost-cutting endeavor.
You trying to buy me off?
Did I not make myself clear? I'm offering you a reward for a job well done. Nothing more. And with that job so capable, I'll be...
You're gonna turn yourself in and I'll be telling the marshal everything.
Well, let's not be too hasty, Deputy. There's something else you need to consider. I'll do what's necessary to protect my company and my employees. If you tell anyone about this, you're risking their livelihoods. Do you really want to put all these people out of work and make their families suffer?
Don't put this on me.
Well, I'm afraid there's no avoiding it. The past can't be changed, but the future is very... You put me away, and this company will fall apart. You'll have destroyed far more lives than I did. I'll make myself... I won't let you jeopardize my reputation this company, or the people who work for me. If that means you suffer an unfortunate incident at the hands of my security personnel, so be it. I'm important. You're nothing.
You're not actually threatening to attack a Freestar Ranger, are you?
Careful. I think he means business.
Bribes and threats aren't going to work on me.
Such a shame to see a promising career cut so tragically short.
Grab everything useful.
Bridget, where'd you go? There you are.
He tried to have you killed. I don't understand. Mr. Hope always seemed like such a good person. But everything he said about the farmers and hiring those mercenaries, it was so awful.
Hope was a greedy bee who put on a friendly face.
No, you're wrong. That's not all he was. He always looked out for us, for his employees.
Then that's how you should remember him.
I know what I just heard and saw, but he was a friend. No. He was more like a father. And now he's... You killed him.
I didn't want to.
Nobody should ever want that. Especially when it means killing someone who meant so much to so many people. What happens to us now?
There must be a second in command.
That would be Elana. Elana Nwankwo. She seems pretty capable. Maybe we'll be okay after all. I guess we'll have to figure things out. Find a path forward.
There's a lot of smart, hardworking people here. You'll figure it out.
My company only uses for pictures. Never have.
Just keep it holstered.
Workers like to play hard here.
Anything I can help you with? Got anything you need to offload? Trade authorities? Oh, okay, no problem.
counting. No. Alright. I'm gonna have to wait to do that until I get a different ship to install things on.
Cora's already finished the... I've got some stuff on my mind when you have the time. I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot. I don't got many friends, so I figure I gotta level with you. My past keeps showing up. I should get ahead of it before I get behind it. Hell, this is tougher than I thought it was gonna be.
Take the leap and start talking.
Right. When I turned 18, my dad used one of his many connections to get me my first real job. That, plus the magical co-family name, meant I was shipping freight out of Aquila. If there's a way to take the wonder out of space, it was working for that outfit. Every milligram of helium-3 accounted for, timetables down to the second, too busy to ever really appreciate anything. Or even look up.
Sounds terrible.
And the pay? Well, it paid for my apartment, but that's about all I can say for it. So, an opportunity comes by from the boss man. He says, run this job, don't ask questions, and there's a bonus. Hell, I was still just a kid. I jumped on it. I knew I wasn't shipping some dried mangoes, but suddenly, God help me, it was fun. You think? So, more jobs started coming. And everywhere I went, suddenly dangerous people were much better armed. I'd hear about armed conflicts and civilian casualties. Innocent casualties. And I'd pretend that wasn't me. Maybe I wasn't smuggling weapons, maybe I was carrying something else. As long as I never open the boxes, I can keep pretending. Not directly. And I'd tell myself they'd get guns from someone else. But in my heart, I knew blood was on my hands. Soon the boss man's relying on me, and the pay was nice. We also started partying a lot together. Hard. There are whole weeks that are blank. Never had a lick of trouble. Till I did.
Sounds like your boss took advantage.
Yeah, but it takes two to tango. To this day, I don't know what I was running that last job. But it was tasty enough, a whole mess of Crimson Fleet jumped me at the rendezvous. Yeah, a sane man would have been scared. But I looked at my pissant trading skiff's dual cannons and shouted, "Oh, this is on!" Yeah, I blew up one of the pirates before they realized that I was out of my gourd. I managed to get them down to 2 left before every system I had was fried. I was done. And that should have been the end. But that's when the Rangers showed up.
Must have been incredibly relieved.
You think? And then, dependable and straight as an arrow, Lillian Hart came on the comm, and well, it's like hearing the voice of an angel. The Rangers took them out, no problem. All that's fuzzy, though. See, I passed out. And when I came to, Lillian was there. Seems the Rangers were impressed with me. Offered me a job. Yeah, by all rights, it should have been a prison cell, but Lillian, she saw something in me. And I took the job. And that's it. All my cards are on the table.
Lillian knew you were a smuggler?
Officially, my cargo was destroyed by the fleet. Unofficially, hell yes, she knew. She jettisoned it herself. I don't know why she did it, but she stuck her neck out for me. And after she helped me sober up and put the mess I was back together.
If you haven't done anything you're ashamed of once or twice, you haven't lived.
That's, well, that. But the thing that scares me is Cora. I mean, I gotta tell her someday. Sometimes the way she looks at me, I'm not worthy of that. But to see that look gone...
When she's older and the time is right, you have to tell her.
Well, ain't that something to look forward to? Just so you know, all this is why Lillian is something else. And I really need to own that. And have a tough talk with Lillian. Tell her about that follow-through you mentioned. Cora's at an important age right now. Every visit counts. You can't flake on her. Well, for now, let's do something more cheery. Like getting a root canal.
I'll get to it, Dad. I promise. Fine.
All right, let's go turn this quest in. I believe this will be the last quest.
I wonder what Solomon would think of this place now.
All I wanted to do was get over here to get this last UI. All right, let's go have the marshal yell at us.
Well, hey there.
You're back. Good to see you back safe, Deputy. What's the word on the mech factory? Were the mercenaries hiding out there?
It was their hideout. Took care of them.
Damn, you've got guts of steel. Did you find out why the first was taking over farms?
Yes, we did. Ron Hope hired the first to grab farmland.
What? Ron Hope? That's one hell of an accusation, Deputy.
Are you really that surprised?
Well, he's
Hope's always had a
already
reputation
dead,
as a man
so
who'd do anything to succeed.
He's on the damn council, Emma.
not anymore.
So he can make laws favorable to his business interests. Sure, he's known to look after his people, but do you really think he gives a damn about some farmers on Montara Luna?
Did Hope explain his motives at all?
Supplied the farms with an experimental fertilizer. It boosted the soil's mineral content, but killed the crops.
That has a familiar ring to it.
I recall hearing about some Hope Tech initiative to help farmers. At the time, I just figured it was a PR stunt. Seems a little more sinister now.
Please, tell me you've got some evidence to back up these extraordinary claims.
Your host's instructions to Paxton Hole.
All right, let's see what you've got. Interesting. Yeah, this is pretty damning. Especially this last bit about destroying the slate. And you confronted Hope about this?
I hoped he would turn himself in, but he wouldn't go down without a fight.
Sounds like his pride got the best of him. Damn. This is going to send shockwaves throughout the Freestar Collective. If the people can't trust their leaders, anarchy could follow.
Have a little faith, Daniel. We're not the United Colonies. One bad apple won't spoil the whole damn barrel.
Easy for you to say. You ain't the marshal.
Not yet, but you ain't gonna live forever, old man.
While we've got you here, there's one last piece of business to take care of. Emma.
I like how
would
he's
you
not
please?
even like upset about it.
With pleasure, Marshal. When you first joined us, I told you that you'd undergo an evaluation process. There's one thing left to do. A simple question. Do you feel ready to wear the badge of a full-fledged Freestar Ranger?
Been ready since the start.
In that case, I won't hold you back any longer. Marshal, I approve the deputy for advancement to the rank of Ranger.
Thank you, Ranger Wilcox. In your time serving as a deputy, you've shown exceptional courage, fearless tenacity, and a high regard for the safety of our citizens. By the authority granted to me by the Council of Governors, I hereby promote you to the rank of Ranger.
Woo.
Here's your badge. Wear it with pride. But don't forget the solemn responsibility it represents.
Congratulations. You truly deserve it.
I'll strive to be worthy of the title.
I know you will, Ranger. Let's hear it for our new Ranger.
Woo! Way to go.
Great job, Ranger.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Provide any supplies.
As a full-fledged Freestar Ranger, you have been granted your very own Star Eagle class starship with no registration fee required.
Might need.
Oh, nothing for now. Came to talk, actually. Well, to apologize, more like.
Oh.
Ranger badge, excellent. The Justifier.
Imagine what for.
Well,
That's it?
Something you need from me?
Done?
So, full Ranger rank, huh?
Good for you.
Sure, outlaws. Osh, I'm sure I got what you need.
I'll say everyone needs supply. Here. I want to do your business. Well, all kinds of things. What are you looking for?
I don't need the deputy badge anymore.
Bank robbery sounded intense.
All right, let's get back to blah blah blah, whatever it's called. New Atlantis.